Hello, hello, everyone. How are you doing on this Wednesday? I hope you've had a good one. I am so happy. I finally got my newsletter published for everyone today. It was taking like forever to get this done. And there's another project that I finally got that one wrapped up today. So it was like, yes. But that just means that tomorrow I get to start all over again. I love that. Just right when you feel like you're accomplishing something, and then it just slowly fades into, oh gosh, it starts all over. I just wanted to take a moment and go like, oh, I can kind of like breathe for a second. No, I'm not going to be able to breathe. I'm no breathing for me. That just will not happen. And that's just how it is. Other than that, let me see. It's getting a little bit cool tonight, and my toesies are cold. Salsa is partway under the covers. Now, I forgot to get her leash. Yeah, no, I don't have it up here. No, I do have it up here. I haven't put her on it. So I'm going to need to do that in case, little Miss Thing wants to wander off, because she will. So as you guys are, coming on in and all that sort of thing, let me find Missy Moo. Where is she? Where is my girl? Where's my girl? Where's my pretty girl? There she is. Oh, she's all the way under. She didn't get under on top of a blanket. She went under the sheets and everything. All right, I've got her. I captured a salsa. She really likes it when I sing to her and do little salsa cheers and stuff. And of course, Chalupa likes that too. But she follows me around like whenever I get up, she's like right there. Now, Curious, I will have to say to you that I will be saying something about the Catch-Up Crew. And you're going to be the one that has to remind me at the end if I don't say anything about the Catch-Up Crew, because apparently there are some of you that are on the Catch-Up Crew, and I have just been a terrible person for not acknowledging those of you who catch up. And I'm so glad you're here early. So thank you for being here. Hey, Jelly Snack, nice to see you. And Alps, good to see you as well. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Hey, Insolent Violet, nice to see you as well. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Hi, Magical Neb, and thank you so much for that pink hand waving. I love those. Hello, Sam. Good to see you. Good to see you. Next level. Thank you for being here. OP shaking in their boots. You think so? Oh, do tell. I want to hear more. Oh, Marty didn't block you guys. Didn't block who? Tell me more. Tell me more. I want to know. We are his loyal viewers. Oh, Jelly Snack, are you over there talking smack on Marty's channel? He blocked me within the first 2 minutes. Wow. Sam, are you being naughty over there? Are you naughty? You're in it to whine it. I like that. You just go under the radar, huh? Well, I like that. And Morlock is the only person that has kept me going. I think I'm his only viewer, though. Oh, wow, Sam. And Curious says, for a company with 1.4 million founders or 800,000, there are very few views on their channels. Isn't that interesting? I mean, I find that incredibly interesting. It's like, things that make you go, It's just so, Now, I was listening to Marty today while I was, working on stuff. And I mean, to me, it just sounded like he was just rehashing a bunch of stuff. And I was kind of like, well, do you have anything new to say? And it just really seemed like he didn't. Just that was my take, at least. Oh, wow. They don't get irony or sarcasm. Yeah, they seem not to, and they seem to be very adverse to any truth telling. Whenever like something is brought to their attention that there's factual evidence of, and that's just perceived as being negative, which I find that to be, again, odd. It's like, wow, you're just negative. You're just negative. Even if you're pointing out something where you're showing evidence of, they're like, oh, no, we don't want to hear anything negative. It's just like, wow, really? And Sam says, Jeffrey deserves the views. He shows up to every webinar in a suit and tie. Does he really? Every webinar in a suit and tie? So he dresses up. Hey there, Monhun. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. And Monhun says, I love how Red just laughed off the CEO talk on his live today. Yeah, I heard that too. And it was like, wow, that was just, again, odd. It's like, interesting, because it was like stuff put out by media, and you're just going to deny it. All right. All right. No, the 360, Sam, is being moved over to tomorrow. And I'm so sorry, I'm not going to be able to pronounce your name. Rabindra. I'm so sorry. I know I'm not saying it correctly. Kumar, and I'm just not going to continue saying the rest of it. I know I'm not saying it correctly, and I apologize for that. Hey Joe, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah, Instant Violet, I did get the impression he hadn't seen anything. And Monhun says, I think he only saw questions in chat and maybe caught wind of it before, but hadn't watched it. It's like, yeah, that's exactly kind of what I thought, Monhun. It's like interesting. It's like, wow. But yeah, and I did feel like he had low energy. Oh, thank you, Magical Nev, for saying that the puppies are so precious. Oh, they are to me too. Hey, next level. Hi, Mark. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. It's almost midnight. Wow. And was about to go to sleep, but you're an addict. Yeah, I understand that. I really do. Sam, you stay naughty. Well, I can understand that too. Lily B, hello, hello. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining. You're from Australia. Oh, but you're Lillian, but changed your tag from Lillian Bourne. Okay. So happy to be here live with everyone. Well, we're happy that you're here. Very happy to have you. I would wonder about the numbers on the Indian-based channels. I did see something that I want to say Honest Critic put out. Honest Critic, I think, got wind of what I put out based on what that channel was saying today, which, I was like, well, good, good. I mean, we should be helping each other out. I don't know what he's saying because he's speaking in a language that I don't understand, but that's okay. That's all okay. You have relatives in Melbourne, born in England, but spent 40 years in Washington, just returned after 4 weeks holiday. Oh, wow. Good on you. Hey, Sherry, how are you, sweetheart? Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it so very much. I appreciate you all being here. And I guess you guys are wondering what could possibly be going on? What could I possibly have to share with you guys tonight? Anything else that I could share with you? Well, I might have a little bit something else, a little bit something extra. One just never knows. Could just have something that I will be sharing with you and will be made available to you to see and to be able to use yourselves. Let me just check on something. Hang on just a moment. just checking on how I'm going to display this. The suspense, right? You've been in the US for 20 years? Oh, wow, but debating on moving back. Wow. Wow, Sam. And I can understand debating on that. I mean, I am presuming that you have citizenship in both places, Sam. Is that correct? I would like to know. I would like to know if you do have, dual citizenship, because a friend of mine, I want to say she has like triple citizenship or something. Um, Born in Australia. No, no, no. She was born in Nigeria, lived in Australia, and has now lived in the US for I can't tell you how long. But I met her when I was teaching. Hang on a second. Okay. So I'm going to kind of losing my mind, I feel like. Do you ever feel like you're losing your mind? Okay. All right. So what I'm going to share with you is the onpassive country analysis. And this is something that is going to help people with how are they going to be able to figure out whether or not onpassive is actually viable where they live. Now, I know that they may be able to get people from other countries. That's neither here nor there. But I think it's important to look at, or globally, how viable is this around the world? And I mean, that's really something I think overall is important for any organization, is like, well, hey, we've got this idea, but is it something that's going to pan out? Excuse me, had to take a sip. And I did not get any of my orange water in the fridge. I'm very upset over that. All right. I'm going to just share my screen. And this will be on my domain. I'm going to take myself completely off so you guys can see everything. Hey, Sherry, see, hey, Angel is what I meant to say. Andy said today there were 4 million people waiting in the queue. Okay, I'm just going to say, yeah, I don't think that's so. Hey, Billy D, how are you doing? 60% of the time it works every time, right? You love both countries for whatever it's worth. I'm glad to hear you say that. But I just don't know if I buy this. 4 million people waiting in the queue. That just seems to be a bit high, And are they waiting to make a purchase, or are they waiting to, just become part of the affiliate thing where you're like they just want to get the free products or something, but maybe they don't want to do it right now because they've seen that there's problems. I don't know. I find 4 million to be exceptionally high. Mentioned this before. OP is outlawed in Australia. Really? Really? Do you have evidence, Lily B, of it being outlawed in Australia? Was there any kind of announcement because I have not heard that. And yes, there are a number of founders within Australia, but I don't recall ever seeing anything about it being outlawed in Australia. I haven't seen it like anything in the press. I haven't received an alert about that. And I get alerts about anything about OnPassive because I just have that set up that way for my Google alerts, and I haven't seen that. So if you have something that says that, that's an official thing from Australia, I would love to see that. All right. So we'll just go through this, and then I will show you how to actually use it so that you can see how to view this per your country and other countries as well. And hang on, I've got to get my little heat thingy working. Okay. How viable is OnPassive in every country around the world? OnPassive's claims of viability and market size. OnPassive management and leadership council members have perpetuated the idea that OnPassive software as a service SaaS offerings will be the largest such tools across the globe. They have claimed that more than 5.8 billion people will be clamoring to use free and eventually subscribe to one or more of the company's products. These claims have been repeated so frequently OnPassive founders and early bird affiliates have blindly believed these seemingly unbelievable claims. OnPassive leaders and management constantly claim they will uplift humanity by not only providing charitable resources, but also by allowing anybody to join OnPassive as an affiliate, thereby allowing anyone and everyone to earn a living wage without doing anything but signing up for the company's services. While the OnPassive opportunity may make some founders and affiliates with exceptionally large teams a sizable income, most founders and affiliates will be unable to do so. The reason for this is simple mathematics and economic factors that cannot be overlooked. The unbounded optimism within OnPassive does not correlate with the stark reality of global economies, something over which OnPassive leadership glosses. By analyzing real, verifiable data of individual countries, it becomes obvious just how misguided and misguiding OnPassive's highest ranking staff and leaders are toward the OnPassive founder community. It is imperative that founders understand the realities of the world so they can make better, informed decisions about their continued involvement with the company. Highlights of the analysis. You may read a more complete methodology and details following the data tables and maps below, but key highlights of our analysis of product viability of OnPassive's OConnect offering at USD 125 monthly include: while leaders claim more than 5.8 billion global customers will find the maximum total addressable market TAM to be 3.28 billion customers, the number assumes 100% of the people qualified to purchase OConnect actually had a need for and chose to purchase the offering. If every person in the TAM population purchased OConnect and all customers were evenly distributed amongst the OnPassive foundership, the absolute maximum average customers per founder would be 2,256. This assumes every customer would be placed immediately under a founder and that no additional affiliates or levels of downline exist between the final customer and founder. If every person in the TAM population purchased OConnect, maintained their subscription for a period of 1 year, and all customers were evenly distributed amongst the OnPassive founderships, after 1 year of 3.28 billion customers renewing monthly, the average founder would have made less than USD 1 million. During the year, OnPassive would have generated 5.71 trillion USD in revenue, which is more than the combined annual revenue of the world's 12 largest corporations. After analyzing more than 50 price points for OConnect, the only realistic price points to maximize realistic market dominance in the online video conferencing services space would result in OnPassive founders on average earning less than $15,000 USD per year in commission. Explore the viability and potential customers by region, subregion, and country. You can expand the regions and okay, I will just show you how you do this. So this is what you have here, is you can drill down right here. And you also have a map. And this is the viability score right here. There are some that are not rated. Then there's the non-viable, not very, somewhat viable, very viable. And you can see where these are located. And let me see if I can make this a bit smaller for you guys. How does that look for you? How is that? Okay, I think you guys can see that okay. All right. So I like how you can mouse over this and it kind of, shows you. Or if you mouse over here, it shows you. Now, let's just try over here, India, which has a score of 29. And I clicked it, and when I clicked it, it shows us the score right here of 29, which is pretty low. And it has the total population here and the qualified customers. And I believe the qualified customers are those who are 15 and over, because anybody younger than 15 just isn't found to really have a need for this. So qualified customers per founder, 981. And that's the number of founders. This is showing you the maximum USD and the maximum average. The per capita, the OConnect cost, it is 64.6 of average income. That's rather high. Can you imagine spending 64%, I'll just say 65%, let's round it up, of your income on one single product to have it? And this is letting us know what the average income is in USD. Do you think that's fair to ask them to spend this much of their income on OConnect? And this is the average income of the qualified customer. OConnect costs, average income per qualified customer. And here there's more information about how this all works out. Get another sippy poo. An average OnPassive founder in India can earn maximum of US dollars 30,750 per month, or $369,000 per year in US dollars. the total annual sales for onpassive in India would be, oh my gosh, that is 1,247. Gosh, okay, I'm not even saying that. That is like what, 1 trillion? Okay, Alonda's brain can't even math what this is, but that is incredibly high. That's what I'm going to say. That is like incredibly high. With onpassive keeping a total of this amount. Good gravy. Again, Alonda can't math all of this and say these numbers, so just take it in. Because I'm going to come up with the wrong numbers trying to say that. I'm not used to seeing these kind of big ass numbers. If every viable customer purchased OConnect, onpassive's income alone would represent 37.6% of the total gross national income of India. And then this is how the numbers are derived. This is where this is going to come from, is down here. If 50% of all potential customers in India purchased onpassive's OConnect, the maximum income per founder would average $15,438 monthly, or $185,250 annually. Total onpassive sales would total up to, this would be over $623 million. And that's 18.8% of the GNI, which is the global national income in India, with onpassive retaining, and that is going to be, wow, 466,835,350. Okay, I'm going to just mess it up trying to say it's going to be this much, okay? That's what I'm just going to do with these big ass numbers. I'll just let you guys look at them and just go, oh, good God. If 25% of all potential customers in India purchased OConnect, the maximum income per founder would average to $7,750 monthly, or $93,000 annually. And then it goes to the total onpassive sales would be this amount, and that would be 9.4% of the gross national income of India, with onpassive retaining this amount. So that would go into the onpassive coffers. If 10% of all potential customers in India purchased onpassive's OConnect, the maximum income per founder would average to $3,156 monthly, or that would be $37,875 annually. Total onpassive sales would be this amount right here, with that being 3.8% of the gross national income of India, with onpassive retaining this amount. If 5% did, I'll just move down here, the maximum income per founder would be $1,625 monthly, or $19,500 annually. And again, showing the total sales, and that would be 3.8% of the gross national income of India, with how much onpassive would be retaining. The demographic impact on onpassive founders in India. India has a total of 847,644 onpassive founder positions, herein referred to as founders, and a total population of 1,428,620,663. I hope I said that correctly. Good Lord, I'm just not used to these big ass numbers. Meaning there are approximately 1,685 people in India per founder. There are approximately 831,000 815,002. Okay, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I'm just gonna say this many people in India who can be considered as potential customers. Total addressable market, or TAM, approximately 981 viable customers per founder. And I think that's important, that there are approximately 981 viable customers per founder within India. And this is just in India based on the people within India. While some founders will have more customers than other founders, for the remainder of this analysis, the average persons per founder will be addressed as basis for calculations. OnPassive founders are able to obtain customers from any country in which OnPassive is allowed to conduct business. But for this analysis, we constrain the TAM to the country in which the founder resides, in this case, India. OnPassive products, prices, and commissions. For this analysis, we include one product, namely OConnect. We use the current non-discounted price of OConnect as a cost basis. If any additional product offerings are made by OnPassive or the non-discounted price changes, we will update this analysis. The current non-discounted cost is $125 monthly USD, or $1,500 annually USD. We use the currently known commission rate of 100% for the first sale and 25% on the additional sales. Due to the ambiguous terms for bonuses laid out in the OnPassive affiliate agreement, all bonuses are excluded from all calculations. If bonus qualifications and terms are ever clarified in writing by OnPassive, this tool will be updated to include bonuses. However, based on similar remuneration plans, we project only a minuscule portion of OnPassive founders will ever qualify for bonuses based on our interpretation of the current affiliate agreement. National economic impact on OnPassive founders in India. There are many contributing factors impacting each individual's ability to afford those products offered by OnPassive. Using the World Bank Atlas methodology, we use recent gross national income data for India averaged across the total population to calculate an average annual income of $2,322 per person, GNI per capita. Applying the same methodology to only the OnPassive TAM population, which presents a very liberal view of qualified purchasers of OnPassive products. It assumes all GNI is attributed only to those persons 15 years of age or older with access to financial instruments capable of purchasing OnPassive products. The maximum average annual income of potential OnPassive customers is $3,988 in USD. The annual subscription cost for OnPassive's OConnect in USD is $1,500, is equivalent to 64.6% of the average income in India when looking at GNI for the total population. Using the more liberal figures for TAM only GNI, it is equivalent to at least 37.6% of the average income for potential customers. Now, I want to see what you guys are chatting about over here. Let's see. Magical Nevza, I would want to know as well. I worked for an Australian state regulatory agency being purposely vague, and I haven't heard anything from us. Oh, about it being banned in or outlawed or whatever within Australia. Yeah, I haven't heard anything. Jelly Snack says this stream is her 360. Mike Ellis and Andy Burks need to show his data live tomorrow. Yeah, I'd be interested to see, what kind of data that they are actually using. I mean, it's laid out here where this data is coming from. Hi, Beth. Thanks for joining. Who needs food and shelter when you can have OConnect? Yeah, right. I mean, when you look at these numbers and you see how much of the income it takes just to get OConnect, it's a bit scary. No one can spend that much on anything other than food and shelter. Agreed, Joe. Agreed. Um, Hassan, I don't know if I said your name correctly, but welcome and thank you for the pink hand waving. I appreciate it. Uh, Hello, Ravi. Thank you for joining and thank you for the pink hands waving. I appreciate that. Oh, wow. So Monhun says Zoom has difficulty getting customers in India and Asia overall, and they have a working product with a generous trial. But OConnect will totally take over. Oh gosh. They don't really mention anything in the affiliate agreement about bonuses. Hello, Carrot Topaz. Michael Williams going to be the math guy. Marty and Chris are going to have to sign up for a mathematics course for two on Academy to counter this. Yeah, they're just going to say, I mean, that it's just being made up. I mean, what I showed yesterday, somebody was like, "Yeah, we knew you were up to this. It's all fake news." It's like showing you something literally that was from O Media. It's like that they love to just say that it's all fake, even though it's not. Um, Hello, Nancy. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Okay, I think I've caught up. All right. So, mhm. Now we're down here to internet access impact to potential on passive customers in India. As fixed line access to the internet is difficult to normalize across the world, we utilize global mobile data pricing to analyze the financial burden on passive customers would bear utilizing on passive products. These costs are in addition to the base product subscription price. We utilize pricing data for 35 mobile data tariffs offered across India. All prices have been normalized to US dollars at the spot foreign exchange rate at the time of collection, at a cost per gigabyte of mobile data. Due to some bundling of data with voice and SMS, MMS prices per gigabyte may appear higher than expected in developed economies. In India, mobile data cost per gigabyte range from 0.05, that'd be what, 5 cents? And that's not even 5 cents. No, yeah, that'd be 5 cents to 7.75, with an average cost of 16 cents per gigabyte. We estimate the average customer of OnPassive's OConnect will use the service 40 hours per month, consuming 0.767 gigabytes per hour of usage, resulting in 30.680 gigabytes of monthly data usage. The mobile data cost per month range from US dollars $1.53 to $237.77, with an average monthly data cost of US $4.91 in US dollars. The data usage estimate is based on an even split of utilizing the service as an attendee receiving 720 P20. Okay, I'm not sure how to say what that is, but it is like the video transference. in an AVH. Okay, again, I'm not really sure how to say that in language, so I apologize. The current maximum bit rate and default. I'm just going to move on over here to where it says, and as a panel participant with 6 people on panel, all sharing audio and video over channels with no file sharing, playing of videos, nor screen sharing, both scenarios with an average of 25 control socket messages per minute, inclusive of, okay, again, blah, 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 blah. Okay, because that's all getting very technical for me and a bit too technical for me, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay, but let's go back and look at another country. Okay. So, what happens if we go and look at Mongolia? And you can see how this just, and they score a 54. And again, this will just show you everything. And there's 113 founders there. And again, you can just go through all of this to see how it's going to impact them. And again, it's the same methodology. Yes, it will be on my website. Yes. Yes. I'm not sure if it's made its way there or not. I can check and see. But yes, it will be available on my website. And where else would you guys like me to show you? Would you like me to click down through any of this? Let me know where you would like me to go. PNG. Okay, let me see if I can. Fiji. Not really sure if I can get to. Where is PNG? I think it's a little bit bigger for myself. Well, as it was explained, this is being like as generous as possible. We're trying to paint the most generous picture as we can. There it is. Okay, so they scored a 29. There are 12,791 founders there. Qualified customers per founder is 400. This is the maximum amount that they can make. But having O Connect is over 50% of the average income. And when we're Bill being, very, very generous, or as low as 26% of the average income, it's just, it gets to be real dicey. And I can show it to you also by going to show you how you drill down here. And you arrive at the same spot. so you can get there either on the map or through drilling down. So this, if there's 50% of all potential customers, and I mean, I don't feel that it's realistic to think that 50% of the people will purchase it. I think that is a very, very high. To me, it's, more 5% is a closer value. And I'm still not sure if that is too high. Anywhere else you would like me to go? Because it will be live on my site in a few minutes, and I will show you how to get there. And you're welcome to play with it as much as you want. Yeah, you think okay, Monhun says I think 5% would still be generous. That's 1 in 20 people subscribing. Yeah, that's what I think it'd be still generous. And I'm hoping that some founders will begin to see how difficult it would be for them to be making all the money that they've been promised. Bangladesh, you want to see Bangladesh? Okay. How do I get to Bangladesh? Okay. Um, and I'm not sure where to go here to get to Bangladesh. Am I in the right area of the world? If my husband was here, he'd be able to go, you just go here. My husband is like, he can tell you everything about the Oscars. He can tell you everything about baseball and pretty much everything about geography. And all of that is what has helped him, because he's like made lists on all this stuff, is what helped him organize an immense wine department, because there's over 2,000 vintages. I think I'm getting there. There it is. Okay. Okay. So for Bangladesh, there is 95,318 founders, and there are 714 qualified customers per founder. Okay, so this is like the monthly average. This is the maximum, and this is also the maximum. But the problem is, it's like this is the income. It will eat up 54.2%, and also being generous, or 21.3%, which is still very high. And if we start going down here and looking at, because again, 50% of people in Bangladesh going, yeah, I want me some O Connect. The likelihood of 50% of people saying yes is, I would say, very low. Very, very low. Because it typically, for any product, that's like 50% of any, for anything, just doesn't happen overall. And so I would drop it down here more to the 5%. You're more than, you can look at the other numbers, and you can also look at the income calculator, all of those things. Please do. And I'm sorry, who's the person that asked for Bangladesh? Um, who was that? Oh, and I'm so sorry, I'm not going to say your name correctly. Satarul Hassan. So I probably didn't say it correctly, and I apologize. I am horrible pronouncing the names, but I do try. I hope that does provide you with some information. Again, this will be available on my website, as is the founder income tool as well. But you can go there and look at all of this yourself. And it's telling you like where this data was, how that data was gathered and everything, what is being used. So it's not like, made up out of thin air or anything. But again, 5% I do feel is still very high. And I know everybody wants to think, oh, it would not be a problem to just like get 4 people a month. That wouldn't be a problem. And it sounds like it's attainable. I mean, absolutely. It sounds perfectly attainable. Maybe even 10 people sounds utterly attainable, especially if it's something that you really believe in and that you can get behind and that you love, and that you just don't understand why other people wouldn't want to get it. But then, you start finding out that the rest of the world isn't all that excited about it, and they're not that interested in it. Because that happens. And then what? And there's a lot of people, in my opinion, who may have purchased this that don't really have a use for it, but bought it hoping that they would be able to sell it, or that they wanted to get, I guess, people put underneath them because they were, like told how the marketing was going to be and how that they didn't have to do anything and that people would be placed underneath them. And so all they really had to do was just buy the product and just kind of sit back. And so even at 5%, the average would be 1,219 monthly, or 14,625 annually. And meanwhile, this would be the total sales. And on passive would be retaining over $7 million. Oh gosh, over 7, is that 7 billion? I think that's 7 billion. I mean, anyway, a lot more. And that's the thing, is that, it's kind of like if you've ever gambled, and the young man who asked me to put in Bangladesh, I don't know if you ever have this, but the house, and that's what you refer to, like wherever you are gambling, the house will always make it look like you could win, when you're playing blackjack or whatever. And you might win a few rounds, and then you start getting really cocky and thinking, I'm on fire here. I'm indestructible. And then that's the moment you lose everything. And that's the reason why when I went to Vegas, guess what? I played some, I guess, penny slots or quarter slots, whatever it was. I mean, that's all I did. And I did better on the slots than my husband did. I didn't play any of the other things because I'm like, no, I don't want to lose a bunch of money. I'm not going to go and spend hundreds of dollars playing these games because I know it's stacked. The odds are against me. And I would have better odds of winning, playing gambling like that than I think people would with this opportunity. I mean, that's my opinion. Let's see. Yep, that's right, Joe. House has the edge. House always has the edge. Um, um, oh, you want to see the US, Beth? Okay. You can see the US. I'll be happy to show you that. Oh, and thank you, Scam Chan, that I'm becoming quite the resource. Okay, let's go back and I'll be happy to show you that. Hey, I can find that one. I know where that is. So here we have 136,908 founders. And so qualified customers, 1,913 per founder. So this is the maximum average per month for founders and also for the year maximum. And now we will drop down here. And again, we're going to look more at the 5% because that is closer to it, I believe. And I know people are like, no, we're going to totally sell everything to everyone. And I mean, I am glad you're enthusiastic. Maybe it will be possible. I'm not here to just piss on your, beliefs or whatever, but I'm just trying to say that I have never found that to be the case. And you can still look at the other numbers. And if that makes you happy to have the belief that you are going to, somehow defy what is more normal, then, rock on. But even down here, so the maximum income for the month would be a little over 3,000, not even $40,000 annually. Meanwhile, how much does onpassive retain? Quite a chunk. Quite a chunk. A house always holds on to more. Always does. Always, always. But you look up here and it's like, oh, well, wow, 360,000. That sounds great. But do you really think 50% of the people will actually purchase it? Because I mean that wouldn't be defying the odds because that's very atypical. Very atypical. Mm-hmm. Oh, thanks, Beth. I always have been since 2019. Oh, Joe, thank you so much for saying that I'm amazing. I appreciate that. Oh, the night before your wedding is when you gambled? Yeah, I mean, I don't think that 5% would happen in the US either. All right. So, would you like me to go anywhere else? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Let me see if this is ready. I don't think it's quite ready. Okay, I have something else to share with you as we're waiting for this to go live on my site and everything. I will share something else with you. How about that? Always have a backup plan. India again, please. Then South Africa. Okay, I'm happy to share that with you. Okay. There's India. And we'll take it down, look again at what the 5% will be. And again, I mean, look how much, that's how much onpassive will retain. Meanwhile, the maximum income per founder would be $1,625 monthly, or, not just below $20,000 annually. I mean, I could be generous and say $20,000 annually. But that's far from what people have been told, It's like, how viable is it? Because you have to think of how many people would actually want to get this? How many people would say yes to it? How many people actually need this? How many people could afford it? How much would that take up from what they have to spend? And again, we're trying to be, generous. We are trying to be generous here. Okay, and then okay, I'm so sorry. I'm not gonna say your name correctly. Mitapali, I'm so very sorry if I said your name completely wrong. This is India. I'm sharing this India again, okay? And I can show you how to get there. There's a couple of ways. You can just come down here and click on the map to get there. And since I recognize where India is, that's what I did because I just found it easier to do so. But you can also, scroll, open these up and like drill down to find your country. And where would India be considered? Because I don't know where it's considered in this. Up there it is. Okay. So you can see the score. So it scores a 29. And this is going to take me exactly where I was. Right here. And this shows you how many onpassive founders there are, how many qualified customers per founder. And when we're looking at this, it's like basically, as a founder, it's like, okay, how many of these people would actually purchase OConnect? And that's when we come down to look at these. Well, would it be 50%? 50% is pretty astronomical. And that's way out of the ballpark for most people. I mean, that's just that's atypical. as is 25%, as is 10%. Now, I'm not going to say, is this possible? Sure, it's possible. Is it probable? No. And I'm saying that 5%, I think, is still being very generous. And I think it would be lower than that. And as I was saying earlier, I mean, it sounds doable if you think, yeah, I could get one person a week. I could go and find one person a week to say yes. But then reality starts hitting you when not everybody is as fired up as you are. And not everybody is going to, I guess, get a loan or something if they don't have the funds. You're welcome. You're so very welcome. I hope that was helpful. And again, it will be on my site, which is hunbot.net. And I'm going to see, it's going to be available on my site shortly. And I will take a look-see to see if it is so that I can drop the link for you guys. Okay, I'm not seeing it yet. Okay, I'm sure I'll be notified when it is live. All right, I think Joe said, or somebody said, that they wanted to see South Africa. So we can go there. All right. In South Africa, there are 8,203 founders. Qualified customer per founder, 4,509. So, I mean, this is looking a little bit better. That there's, it's only 22.8% of the income or 14%. Again, this is being generous here. And this is the maximum average monthly income and the maximum average annual commissions. And I will take it down to the 5% because that is more realistic. If 5% of all potential customers in South Africa purchase OConnect, then the maximum income per founder would average to $7,125 monthly or $85,500 annually. Again, that's if I think it will still be lower, but that lets you know about like South Africa. Is there anywhere else? Okay, good, Joe. I'm glad you got that. Yeah, Mark, I can see that. You want to see Canada? Okay, I can show you Canada. No problem. Guess what? I know where that is on the map too. Amazing. Okay. There's 22,915 founders, 1,433. Sorry, 1,443 customers, qualified customers per founder. And it's showing you the maximum monthly average and the maximum average annually. And this is much more viable because it's only 2.8% and 2.3% down here. But still, even at that, are people going to say yes? Are people going to be like, give me that OConnect? I can't wait to get me some OConnect. So if we look at the 5%, which I've been saying is more viable, I think it'll be, lower than that. The maximum income per founder would be $2,344 monthly or $28,125 annually, which is far from what you've been told. But again, it shows you what passive is retaining. Okay, hang on just a second. Let me check out this message. Okay, I think it might be on. Okay, yep. All right. So now I can switch this to show you on my site, and I will show you. Hey, hang on. Let me actually get rid of some of these. I have too many darn things open. I know I'm not the only person in the world that has a bazillion tabs. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay. So you can access it from here. From the founder calculator, go to the country analysis. So you have two tools that you can use. And these tools are designed to help founders make informed decisions. There you go. And they're also available down here as well. So if you don't want to use the drop down, you can just come down here too. Okie dokie smoky. None of your friends or acquaintances have heard of OnPassive, and many have worked in IT. Yeah, isn't that amazing? Isn't it amazing how people in IT have never heard of it? Yeah, Beth, go scream. Please go scream. um, oh, wow, Jelly Snack, you showed them? Wow, and they had a good laugh? I bet they did. That's the thing is, that's the thing. Oh, thanks, Joe, for posting them on your channel. I appreciate that. Uh, all righty. Does anybody else want to see anything, or do you just want to play with it yourselves? Because you guys, you can do that, and I can get down on the go. Totally up to you. You still have a couple of OMail accounts, I mean, have you used OMail? Because it scares me. It absolutely scares me. I mean, maybe it's just me, but it just scares me. Maybe I'm alone in that. Or not. I don't know. But there you have it. There you have it, my friends. Let me pull that down. And more will be coming. Oh, you just showed them the website, and they were like, Oh, wow. Oh, you need to see, you want to see Dubai's. Okay. All right. Okay. So that would be Asia, I'm guessing. Where would Dubai be? Where do I find Dubai? Anyone? Anyone? Oh, I want to look at Singapore. Let's go take a look at Singapore. We have an office over there and everything. Wow. There's 1,725 passive founders in Singapore. Looky there. Had no idea. It's interesting to see how many there are. Okay, I'm looking for, what again am I looking for? Oh, Dubai. So is Dubai would be in Asia, Eastern Asia? No, not Eastern. Is it not considered in Asia? There's the UAE. Let's go there. So that's what we can find out is that the UAE. There we go. So there's 2,183 in the UAE. And there's qualified customers per founder, 3,169. And the average income, and see, it's not going to hurt people too badly there, allegedly. And if we go down here, come here. Looking at the 5%, the maximum income founder would average a little over 5,000 a month and 60,375 annually if it was 5%, which again, I believe is being generous, which of course you can come here and if you believe you can get 50%, like everybody wants it. I mean, again, rock on. Rock on. Anywhere else? You sent some mail to people I found on ONNet, no replies yet. Wow, that's funny. No replies yet. Wow. Haiti. Haiti? Seriously? Okay. Hello, is it Hari or Harry? I'm not sure. Well, oh goodness, where did it go? Okay. Back to the country analysis. So you have two tools to use. The country analysis, which came out today that you are most welcome to play with, and also the income calculator. Two things for you to use. MM says Greece. Wow. Greece. Let's see. I can go to Greece. And maybe look at the UK. Okay, is it? Dang it. Oh, I went down. Sorry, guys. Oh, I want to look at the UK while we're here. 17,240 founders in the UK. Qualified customers per founder, 3,218. And again, there it's not going to hit as hard. I'm going to go down to the 5%. Okay. The maximum income per founder would average to 5,125 monthly or 61,500 annually. And again, you're welcome to look at the higher numbers. I'm trying to be more realistic in terms of the likelihood, and most people, most things, 50%, 25%, it's, that's typically unattainable. Okay, so where was I? Is it Southern Europe? Is Greece? Yep, I found it. Yay me. 231 founders. So there's 37,346 qualified customers per founder. There you go. And I'm looking down here. And the maximum income per founder would be per month. Income per would average 58,438 or $701,250 annually. And I always do find it interesting of, what onpassive would be making based on the sales. Hello, MD. How are you doing? I hope you're having a very good morning so far. It's evening for me, as a matter of fact. And you may need to go back and watch this from the beginning, but I will show you what I have been sharing with everyone. And the latest tool that I have is the country analysis tool, which I will, let me just go to it straight. Okay, so this lets you know how viable, different markets are, and you can get to it by drilling down. If I can actually drill. And it would take you to that country, and it'll tell you how many founders there are, yada, yada, and give you data. This also explains to you how all of this was derived. So I would suggest that you do read how all of this was derived. And it also gives you some highlights over here as well. And you are most welcome to play with it any which way you want to, as you are the income calculator. And I will put that again. It's my website, which if you go to hunbot.net, it should take you to the income calculator, and then there's a drop down that you can use. That's right up here that says tools. And it's also down here at the bottom as well that you can access any of these. And this is designed to help you make informed decisions. And as more tools and information become available, I will be making that available to you. So I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your evening, whatever it is for you, the time of the world. She should put Julie's Wrinkle Report Gmail address for founders to complain to. Oh goodness. Oh, that would be funny. Yeah, I could. Couldn't I? Should I put that? On the website? It's like if you want to complain about this, here's to the Wrinkle Report. That would be funny. That would be very funny. They may not find it so funny, but I think it would be funny. Anyway, thank you very much for those who participated in the chat. Thank you to my mods. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my patrons and to my channel members, and also to the replay crew. Whoop, whoop. And to the catch-up crew. Whoop. You guys deserve a whoop, whoop as well. I appreciate everyone. I appreciate everybody who participated in the chat and those who are just hanging out and not saying anything. I appreciate you too. Please give this a thumbs up, leave a comment, all of those YouTube-y things. I feel like such a jerk asking you guys to do the YouTube-y things. That's why I typically don't say it, Anyway, be good wherever you are and have a great time wherever you are as well. And don't forget, you're beautiful and I love you. Until next time, good night, everyone.